run a project, okay, definitely you need to have this so-called the objective. The objective must be make money lah. You know, if you don't make money, no use running a project, right? So I don't mind the school want to take your attendance, show your faces, please. All of you show your faces, please. Okay. This Nanyang school, we are going through this Ministry of Education audit. All right. So, reading this attendance taken, if your face is not in the picture, all right. Okay. I don't know what the school will do because they have to fulfill. Let's say today, from record, we have 16 of you, all right. But you don't show 16 of you the picture that we have taken. So what happened is Ministry of Education will ask them, right? You reported 16 people taking the class. How come only 14? Where are all the faces? I only see 14 faces. So I don't see 16. So can you cancel the extra 2 that you reported? Okay. This is very strict. When I tell you all to show your face, you all don't show. Minute later, once picture taken, I don't bother already. Then your diploma, the postgraduate diploma, don't think of getting because you will fail again, redo again. Then you have to pay extra cost. Okay? I'm telling you, it's true one, all right? It's a thing that's happening in Singapore private education. But if you don't show your face, I think good luck to you lah. Don't give me a picture where your picture is static. I don't see any your facial movement, all this thing. Okay? There's so many of you know. Aswin, Kama, Janelle, Abdul Rahim. Where are you? I just warning you, later when you see your result, you never see your paper pass, you don't have a result. Then maybe your contract will be terminated. Okay? Just follow the instruction, please. If you disagree, you better agree. Because end of the day, your contract will terminated, then you have to go back to India. Okay? Aswin.
Yes, sir.
Your face where? Keep on hiding your face. Why
No,
your
no.
handsome face? They're not to show people.
No, sir.
5. How comes today? Okay. Thank you, sir. So I can go back to class already. Right. So as I said, when you run a project, you must make profit. If you don't make profit, don't waste your time. Okay? Most companies like that. They get a project, they calculated based on this project specification. Okay? Then they think that the company will make money. All right? Okay? That's where we are trying to achieve through this cost control management. All right? So the CMCS process is essentially similar to the mechanic of project management planning, okay, and control. They are breakdown into work breakdown structure. So if those people new one, parent
Recording
give
in
you $100
progress.
or 200 or 500 or 10,000, I don't know, right? So you have this money, your parent tell you, okay, today is the 1st of July, you will get this money. So by 31st of July, you should finish up the money. What happened? You spend extra. How can you do that? How can you prevent such thing? So you have to break down your work or your stay in Singapore, your meal. One day for 3 meals, morning, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? And your rental. All these things you will break down into work breakdown structure in a small part. Okay, your lunch for the 30 day, right? Or 31 day. How much are you going to spend? Dinner, how much you going to spend? Right? This is where the budget plan is all about, and you come up with the individual packages that you created. Okay? From all these things, on the small work breakdown structure, okay, you have a cost to that breakdown structure. So every part of it, there is a cost, right? So that is your budgeted cost, all right? So actual cost is when you spend, for example, lunch, okay, you target maybe $150, example. So one meal, 30 days, based on 30 days, cost you lunch is $5. So every day you consume your lunch, cost $5. So the actual cost, how much? Maybe you say, okay, today I eat very cheap one, eat the ready-made noodle at home. You cook yourself, right? The noodle cost only $1.50. Take in $2. Okay, that means your actual cost of spending will be $2, but you budgeted for it will be how much? $5. So this is where part of your monitoring process is all about. So you monitor your cost expenditure. From there, the different, okay, is the measurement. All right. Time does affect the performance. Of course, this one, time. The third day you spend, fourth day you spend how much? How much? So again, the budget that you plan for 1 year. 1 month. So example, you spend until the 20 day. All right, you spend about 1 day $5, 20 days $100, but you only spend $80. So in your expenditure, you know that, oh, I planned for $100, but you spend $80. That means to say there is a saving of $20. $20 you convert to percentage is 20% save. That means to say your planning is very good, too good that you only spend $80 only, not $100. Okay. Okay. Example. So here he said project management approaches to pricing, estimating, and cost control are based on the theory of cost management and control system. And estimating and cost control can be found in this basic approach. Right. Normally, in a project management system, they always have this system. So one thing is you have is your plan. All right. So upon you getting the project already, your boss will tell you, okay, you are the project director, project manager. You go and plan out this project is maybe 1 million, okay, for 3 months. How are you going to plan all this $1 million spend? But I need a profit of 10%. That means I need 100,000 profit. Okay, so you go and plan such a way that your expenditure is only 900,000. So that 900,000, you have to look at the project scope, okay, the project duration, etc., etc. Right. From there, you talk about breakdown into work breakdown structure, and from here you discuss, and you release the work authorization, okay, to your people to carry out the job. Right. So the reporting and collection, the monitoring, and the controlling. Okay, your finance manager or finance executive will look at each breakdown structure, how does the cost come about, right? From here, you create, or rather you calculate, okay, each work breakdown structure, maybe one breakdown structure, the job is so small job, maybe that one finish, you spend about $20 or $200, for example. Okay, but your budget is $300. That means you save $100. $100 is add into the company profit. Okay, so the cost accounting manager will do the calculation and finally submit to the management for review. And once they review, they're okay, then you can claim from the customer. Okay, this is the way that the working. So in short, in the CMCS control management and control system, they call it cost management and control system. The whole broad idea is you have to start with planning. Okay? After that, you plan already proper contact of the work. You come up with work authorization. That means instruct your people to do the work. And when you do the work, the data, the feedback from the people who do the work, okay, the time and the cost, how much is spent. Then they collate everything, and the cost accounting manager will do the calculation and end up at whether you make profit or not. So at that point of time, if you not making profit, then the whole system come into play. That you yourself and the company have to consider, okay, change management. That is where change management is all about. If you don't make money, then you continue operating with what you plan, and of course, end of the day, you will suffer. Company will lose money. So halfway through the program, you have to do some change, okay, management of change or change management to get it in the proper context, such that your boss, the management know that you are doing some changes to bring back the target that you want in terms of profitability, in terms of duration of work. Okay. Hey, someone is talking. Can you please switch off that guy now? Okay. So most researchers represent CMCS as a two-cycle process. So the planning cycle and operating cycle. So you look at this project management. Everything you do in a project, planning is very, very important. How does this planning initiated? Okay. Planning is very important, but your up-to-date past experience similar to the project that now you get it. The cost, so-called breakdown, everything you must clearly stated in your past record or report. So you're using the past record or report and with today business situation, okay, then you can compute the planning to such a way that it meet the objective. So that means this cycle one is to do detailed planning. Hello, hello. 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 Who is the background is talking? Please. Okay. Alamak. Hey, can you? Who is the guy talking? It's okay. So next step will be your operating cycle. So in other words, you do the plan, debate it, argue it until the system is you can reach your profit margin objective and the system that from your experience, okay, or it will run Hey, hello student, please ask your background. The lady keep talking, I can't really concentrate. No. Can you ask the lady to quiet? No? Why so stubborn? Okay. So within these 2 cycles, there are 5 phases. For example, planning, phase 1, authorization and release of work, phase 2, collection of data and reporting, phase 3. And after that, you do a computation of the cost. And finally, you do a presentation and claim from the customer and also the management reporting. So you can see that in terms of CMCS, these are the complete process that allow the project management to monitor. Okay. Okay. So these 5 phases operating within the cycle provide the framework of operation of CMCS. Planning cycle are also incorporated in a project design cost in the cycle. So you can see from the broad perspective, you have 5 phases. But which one is the most critical one of the 5 phases? Or 5 of them are all critical in the project planning or rather project management, or one of them, for example, you say, okay, cost data collection and reporting. Why is it important? You have to think about it, all right? Okay. Okay. So you see the planning and building a project price forecast, right? I will do it a fast one, right? So planning phase consists of breaking down the project into separately controllable project, like what I say, WBS. So you break up the whole project into small WBS, right? And you come up with a manpower need, cost need on each WBS. So from many WBS job scope, you combine together will be your main project, all right? So the development of work packages for subsequent tendering can also be obtained from bill of quantity. This is a construction project, okay? Have been subsequently prepared for the projects. That means based on your BQ, from your past experience BQ, for example, last year you built a condominium. This year you tender the job, you get a condominium also. But the height, last year you built is a 20-story. Now this one is only 10-story. So the BQ, you should know how to approximate the cost, okay, so that you can prepare for the budget execution. Such BQ will never prepare on the basis of relevant standard method of measurement, right? So in UK, SMM7 is the current method of measuring of building work. So this one is more applied to construction of building. This is a standard method of measurement introduced by UK. Singapore also, we have this SMM, right? So they, in the SMM, they identify, okay, you want to do, build an inspection channel in a housing estate, okay? The depth, how much, all these things you have to measure, and they have a standard measurement, tell you the pricing, okay, per kg of cement, how much, what is carbon steel or rebar you use, okay, how many kg, what is the diameter, everything was spelled out for you. This SMM is for the quantity surveying people. People are doing quantity surveyor. So like this project is related to so-called the construction site. Then you have this quantity surveyor will take at the drawing, the layout drawing of the building. They will identify all these things and they'll calculate how much material, okay, cost, labor, everything. So this quantity surveyor who work in your company must have years of experience. They accumulate all this information in your company data server. So for them to take out all these things is easy, right? All this data being kept in a server, same as me, right? Last time I worked in a maintenance department, engineering department. Mine is mechanical. When I want to construct a pipe, it's 6 inches thick, 6 inches diameter, 20 kilometer long. Okay, where is the welding, etc. So we look at the API standard, American Petroleum Institute, right? The standard that we show there. Okay, what is the length, etc., etc. So we also look for the welding job. So how much per foot run the welding. So from all this calculation, we can know that okay, this 10 kilometer, for example, 10 kilometer, the cost is how much? The material we know, all right? All these things. So together we combine all the small work breakdown structure into BQ. Okay. Once you prepare all these things already, you will know. Then you add up together. That is the total cost of the project, right? Okay. So you say once the WBS or the BQ have been identified, the next day is set up price forecast. All right, from the accumulative price that you have calculated, then you can do a price forecast on this project. Let's say this project is a 3 month, for example, cost you about 900,000. Okay, so from the price forecast, you know that the cost is actually you calculated is only 700,000, but you tender the price, you get 900,000. That means from your calculation, you said, hey, 700,000 only. So I can make a profit of 20,000. So from that 20,000, you put aside some contingency plan, okay, for project upset or modification, right? So you have 700,000 to spend on the project. So you have to allocate the proper costing to each work breakdown structure or the packages that you created. Okay. From there, you put the price here. Let's say work breakdown structure A, 50,000, B, 20,000, like that. And that work breakdown structure, you have to break up the manpower requirement, the material requirement, the time. Okay, all these things you in construction site they already created. They have the experience. The QS people, quantity surveyor will do all this checking and verify all these things. Then you put up the so-called the forecast to let the management approve. Okay. So the generation of the reliable initial project figure is essential for first step, setting up a cost control, right? So you work out all this detail, you have each WBS, the cost, then you can set up a cost control, okay? How many months? Let's say for WBS A, it takes 3 months. So the 3-month cost is $900, example. So 1 month you have to spend $30 only, not more than that. Okay. So more than that will be cost overrun. Then you have to look at the whole WBS system, how to reduce the cost. Okay. In management, some of you already gone through already, right? critical path method to determine where is the root cause of the problem, right? So for example, right? So for many projects, this performance measurement is central to the determination of client satisfaction. Client only give you the money, right? You do the construction, but the client want to know the date that you finish this job. But for the contractor, they want to know the time and how much money they have spent so that they can cater for the next cycle of work. Okay. Normally, the responsibility for the generation of initial project price forecast lies with the consultant. But this one is just a general statement. It could be the owner themselves. Not everything must be called consultant managed. Okay. The PM need to be familiar with the processes by which the initial budget figure is generated in order to ensure the budget achievable. So you can see that doing this type of job is not easy. Okay. So you can see phase one, formulation, all these things. Once you finish all these project forecasts, you have to explain to the project engineer, project supervisor, and to the people in general. Okay, and make sure that they give you the communication, the commitment that based on the project that you plan, okay, and they carry out the job, right? So project manager or project management need to be aware of process by which price advice is formulated. Of course, that's how I say the QS, quantity surveying, know all these things because in their database, they have everything, right? A construction company that is run for 5 years, 6 years, they know everything, almost everything. That's what I mean last time. When I run the maintenance or the piping modification, I know per full run how much roughly. I know one because we have been getting used to it. You see, okay, same as this one. Okay, I don't want to elaborate further. You can read. Okay, the important thing is what? Whatever you do, you must concern about risk, uncertainty, and lack of data. Suppose you have a project that your QS don't have data, they just estimate. So this type of thing, the QS must highlight to the management, hey, I don't have this data, I can't quantify the real cost. So what I do is just estimated cost or find from the market practice. But market practice data may not be 100% accurate. So you give the allowance of 80% accurate. Right? So your allowance of 20%, how you do it? You create a contingency fund of money to overcome this. Is the project exceed the time, you have the money, the time to fulfill the requirement. All right. All these things you have to take into consideration in future if you are running a project. Okay. All right. So the next one will be the planning, budget planning. Okay. Okay. It's simply a statement of how much money available to each section of WBS. That's which I say just now I explain to you. So all in, you must talk about the total WBS job scope, how much time you need, what type of labor you need, okay, material delivery, who is the supplier, can we get the commitment from the supplier, all these things. And also all the drawing that you want to construct must be up to date. Otherwise, your cost will run high if the drawing is old drawing, right? So all these things must have proper documentation, proper signing of the drawing, so that drawing is certified by the project manager, is the latest one. All right. So all these things you have to take care when you run a project. All right. There are software to monitor okay, like Microsoft project, like Primavera, all these are software you can input to do this, and even the building information modeling software. In Singapore, we are practicing this BIM. Okay, they input everything, then the cost every month you expand, right? The QS people or the software engineer will key in everything. So end of the month, they can come out with the data to show you whether you are in normal expenditure or you are under expenditure or you are over the expenditure. So today, construction, we use a lot of IT, okay, AI, okay. Now phase 2, work authorization, okay. We have gone through 5 phases. Okay. Work authorization and release, all this quite easy because the initial planning, the QS already done up everything already. So the manager will only have to check to verify that whatever being done is already compiled inside, and you can use it as a guide for your construction. Use it as a database for your construction. Okay, the schedule, everything is all there. That means your master schedule in the construction is all there. So you every day you see the master schedule, you know, okay, based on this work breakdown structure, this A work breakdown must finish, B must finish before you go to another one. So all these things have been planned carefully, and all the people involved in the project, they will have a discussion to finalize everything. So after that, the work authorization and release of the document, once they approve, signed by the project manager or project director, then this job is confirmed, considered okay, right? So you have to do all these things, right? So authorization, assuming all approved already, then you start working, right? Then where, like this one is the cost account code they will allocate. If you look at BIM system, they have a cost account code, what type of cost, in the description form, then they give a account code so your computer can do the computation. Of course, the software engineer must know what it's all about. Okay. Then you release the document, the data, so an engineer or the supervisor can go into the BIM software. They can access to whatever thing that they want within their scope of work. Okay, so actually for a supervisor, they take charge of laying pipe in the ground. That means you involve digging, excavation, purchases of pipe, etc., etc. So he look at this thing, you will initiate all the movement for this material, for the manpower to be at that time, the budgeted time and target. All right? Okay. So you can see here the spreadsheet. Okay. So this one is using the start and finish data, can be imported directly from the software schedule, price cost data, and cost center data. All these things, if you use a BIM, everything is all there. You only need to know the code. Okay, data code. What code refer to what, WBS, all these things. So you key in, everything will be extract out. So you know the cost, right? Like this example. Right. WBS work, okay, work permit number 1-2744. So everything is all here. Okay. So cost account code usually work throughout the already planned, already given now, no issue. So next stage is collection. API, PMI, everything require the use of earned value analysis for project cost collection. Of course, EVA is normally used, but from the expedient viewpoint of a contractor who work in this line many years, they no need to use earned value analysis. They look at the progress, they look at the expenditure, they roughly know, okay, this project is whether on time, on schedule or not. Okay. In theoretical study, of course, we use EVA. EVA is simply a way comparing actual and target figure. All right. That means to say your KPI, that means your project performance indicator, that means this WBS work, this WBS take 3 months. Okay. So your actual maybe 2 months. Oh, so that means there's a saving of 33% of the cost in terms of labor. Your material is same. Only you can save is a save on the time and labor. That's all. Okay. Then with this saving of 33% of the time, can you use the existing manpower? All right. The 33% that you are not using for this WBS to allocate them to do other jobs. Those critical jobs that you, based on your critical path analysis, you find that, oh, another WBS shortage of manpower, or manpower not enough. That's why the job have been delayed. So you can allocate these people to that WBS. So in project management, the project manager, project engineer, project supervisor must know all these things. So how they know this? They have a collection data, they have a reporting in their software, they have a meeting early morning and after the work, maybe evening time, 5, 6 o'clock, they have a meeting to check the progress. Everybody knows. So the project team will discuss and come up with a sharing. If project engineer A finish maybe 1 month earlier, so project engineer B, you find that the job is overrun. So you can make use of project A worker to transfer there and continue with the work. That means to say, you must able to communicate effectively on the project. Okay? Take note. So all this variance analysis is good. If a cost accounting manager do it, then reflected to you, then as an engineer, you should know what to do with it. Right? And this is what my past experience, I do all this sort of thing. Okay, collection, there's some cost variance, schedule variance that need to be calculated, right? So the formula here is cost variance is budgeted cost of work performed and actual cost of work performed. All right. In this subject, you don't need to worry how they arrive it. Just understand that there is a cost variance, there is a schedule variance, but the actual study of this cost will be reflected in another subject. All right. All this will be tabulated, put in the account system so that your engineer can look at it, and the account manager will do this, because account manager need all this data. And this data needed is for what? First thing, to pay your people, your supplier. Second is to claim. Okay? Claim from the client. Okay, your client asks you to do this house, right? You have progressive payment. That means from your estimation, you get 30% complete. Then you have to claim 30% of the cost. Right? Okay? All these things have to be done, because otherwise your company will lose money. Okay, you must claim on time, on target. All right? If anything wrong, you have to sit down and discuss with the client. All right? So this is cost accounting is a very important job that the cost accountant must do, because end of the day, they cannot claim the money. The company have no money to operate. Whole company close down. Right? Take note of that. Okay. Of course, when you do the cost accounting, certain measure you have to take care of. For example, no accident, no incident. Example, the material used is within the quality control or quality assurance. All right. And also the the project progress is according to your plan. All right. So all these things have to put into place when cost accounting calculate. Then you know, okay, my budget, this project now 30%. My budget 30% based on 900,000 and 200,000 is profit. That means you 700,000 divided by 3 is about 200 over 1,000. Okay, so you calculate, I can finish in 200,000. Okay, there's some saving, right? So on this thing, then the cost manager has to submit a claim based on the original price, right? So there you make profit, and on top of that, you already plan for 20% of your profit. So that means all add in during this timeline, you have make about 25-26% already. Okay. Customer and management reporting. All right. So in any project, money is the most important one. Okay. You got technical problem, all this thing. The client expect you to solve yourself. As long as the budget is there, allocated correctly, you don't spend extra, I don't bother. The client will keep quiet and you go and do it, okay? And do it according to your quality assurance plan. So once your plan comes, you look at your plan and there's some changes to improve the plan, so be it. But as long as costs do not increase, all right? Okay? Take note, Okay, your variance analysis, the cost accountant every maybe 1 week one time or every day they have to do a evaluation. Okay, depend on company requirement, depend on your system, self-automatic calculated or the cost engineer have to do calculation. So that depend on your company software capability. Okay, so take note, customer and management reporting is important. Because at the end of the day, the owner want to know what is your progress on the project. Although they can go out and see your project, right? But they know the detail of it. They have to talk to the contractors, and the cost accountant have to present the data that he have accumulated, so they show the client that within cost, within budget, within timeline. All right. So take note of that. Okay. Here, talk about the cost. This cost evaluation will be another topic. Okay. So you can see that any variances, negative variances, you have to take action. This one is same. Okay. So configuration management. Okay. So that means the manpower organization structure. So that the way that you do things is according to what you plan. And the plan is the functional relationship or the organization structure within the project. All right. So the director or project director have to plan all this manpower requirement. Okay. So configuration management is really concerned with chain. All right. Suppose that you start this project and say, okay, I require only 100 people to build a 20-story building. Okay. So you configure the manpower, the organization structure, everything. All right. You ask a HR manager to help you to do the structural formation, and each of them, what is their job responsibility or job description of each category of the people, right? From there, you configure out, okay, this is the way that you want to do things. Okay. So the project manager with this instruction, they will based on this organization chart to manage the people, or his people. All right. Okay. So here I don't want to explain too much because everything is the same. All right. So the important thing today is we talk about AI. We talk about building information model, BIM. Okay. And these are all the systems that assist the project people to run a project. Okay. To reduce the manpower in terms of paperwork. Okay. Everything, just one person to key in the data, and the final data will come out, will print out by itself. Of course, you have to buy the software. that software is quite expensive, right? Okay. Oh, so you can see that once you have software, what he write here is you can document it, no problem. Okay. During a run of a project, if you don't have a software to regulate your information, I think you have to employ a lot of people. So eventually, software application is quite frequent and quite common in Singapore context. All right. Oh, same as me, when I set up a maintenance department, I try to rely on software. Okay. The software that we use is one of the maintenance software from USA. Okay. Or another one is called it SAC. SAC or ERP, electronic resource planning software. Okay. So all this software will create all these things, but configuration during the initial stage take you a lot of time. But once you configure correctly, after that, the people who manage the project is very easy. You have all the data is inside. What you need to do, you know how to do the keying in data, you can access to all the things, right? So this is most of the company now in Singapore or even other part of the world, they are trying to practice. Okay. So you don't worry about this configuration, all this data is already there. If you join a company, whole company, you join there, you know already. Okay. Unless it's a small, medium-sized enterprise. In Singapore, there's a lot of SME. Even now got SME company, the government is pushing them, encourage them to use artificial intelligence to manage their whole system, right? Oh, so you can see functional baseline, preliminary design, all these things already spelled out. Yeah? As a contractor, what you need to do, you take the tender document, everything all there already. So you base on the tender document to do as a QS to calculate what is the cost for this project and how many manpower you have to talk to the project manager. How are you going to break up the organization structure? That means the configuration of the people. And how does ordering of material going to go about? Going to procurement manager or going through the software, and the moment the project engineer key in that they require this thing, the software will link to the supplier for them to deliver. This is what we call electronic resource planning, okay, or SAC. Okay. Allocate all these things. During the planning stage, all these things will be done with the team people, with the consultant, all this, right? I don't want to talk too much of it. A lot of things here is not necessary. You just understand the broad guideline is enough. So this one for you to read. Okay. So under the configuration chain control, informal chain is prepared and submitted. All right. So when you do the changes, you have to take note of this, right? So configuration chain involve the development of procedure that govern the 3-step: preparation, evaluation, and management of the approved changes. So this is a management chain of procedure. In short, they call it MOC. So you want to change, you have to follow the procedure. Most major construction company, they have this procedure. Small company, no. Okay, petrochemical, oil industry have. Shipyard also have. All right. So depend on which country or which company you work in. If the company is very big, definitely they have this MOC called procedure. All right. So you use this procedure to guide you through the management of chain. Even in ISO 9000 quality system, also they have this MOC, they also instructed the customer or the company to develop MOC procedure so that everybody have a clear understanding the management of change process, how to do it, when to do it, all these things. All right. So you have to be careful of this, right? Okay. So accounting also same. I don't want to talk much. All right. Oh, so now we come to the consequences of poor chain management. So in a project, okay, most project, I can tell you, definitely have some changes. But the problem is the people who manage the project just want to continue working. Minor changes, they don't care. They don't come up with a form. Sometimes they don't follow procedure. They just approve the chain because they have the authority to approve certain budget. They just approve and get it started. So that is the issue that sometimes in a project we face all this problem. Okay, myself also I face a lot of problems. So you can see here, poor chain management. We know that from experience, when this happens, the individual changes that accumulate in an organization chain will not take place. All right. We know that when people's side of chain is mismanaged, project don't realize the result and outcome desired. We know that we have lower likelihood of meeting objective, finishing on time, finishing on budget, right? So you can see that a lot of things, if you are not very competent in doing all the changes, you will see all these things coming up. As we know, the speed of adoption will be slower, ultimate utilization will be lower, proficiency will be lacking and dragging down the issue. So that means to say, in a project, when you run the project, right, how are you going to ensure that project online? Let's say some modification or some changes in the process of management. Okay, do you highlight to the people, your superior? Do you force your superior to do some changes, or else the whole project will be delayed? So all these things, very important thing is what? Is communication. You must have the right communication between the top and the bottom. That means to say, your communication strategy must be there. So that means you start up the project, the communication procedure must be there. All right. This is very important. When the chain, if you have a poor chain management, let's see the consequences, the next few slides. All right. Okay. Ignoring or mismanaging chain manifests as cost, right? Okay. Or that play out on both the project level and organization level. While some of these costs and risks may seem soft, many are quantifiable and can have a significant impact on the financial performance for the project and the organization as well. So you see, so sometime in a company, somebody go and do some changes in the technical specification, right? And they disrupt the whole operation. Okay, and he never informed. Okay, for example, I buy material. Instead of buying A material, I see that I can save money for the company. I don't announce the company. I buy B material, less superior material. So what happened? During the quality assurance audit, the material already built up into the building already. Then they do audit. How come you use this material? Not again this. Then the quality assurance manager will raise a concern. And when this raises a concern, okay, then they will check who initiate all this thing. Do they have this so-called go through this management of chain process? Okay, and that's where thing happen. So in that aspect, there is no initiation of the chain process, and you go and chain it. That means to say it doesn't meet the quality assurance. Okay. Developed or rather sent by the client. The client, the tender document passed to you, that is the quality assurance you never meet. Okay. Then the whole project being delayed. Right. Take note of that. Okay. Project level cost and risk of mismanaged. Okay. Project level relate directly to the specific project or initial forthgoing chain. This project can impact tools, technology, processes, reporting structure, and job role. Just as I said, the engineer is too smart. You want to do changes without knowing. So all these things affect the whole organization. They can result strategic planning, internal stimuli such as performance issue, external stimuli such as regulation and competition, demand and by customer and supplier. You see? So if you want to change, get it done properly. Don't use your own initiative to change. Okay? The initiative may be formalized as project with project manager, budget, scheduler, etc. So together, then you can initiate change. So in a big company like, for example, like oil company, Exxon Mobil, Shell, all they have a MOC procedure. You want to change this, you have to initiate the committee. Okay, management chain of committee. And we sit down and discuss and refer to drawing, refer to technical specification, and see whether these changes can affect the integrity of the system or integrity of the building or not. So all these things have to be carefully evaluated such that the impact will be minimum. That means to say the whole thing, when you do the changes, you have to take into consideration the technical aspect, time, cost, okay, and also the material and the manpower needs. Right? So must be very clear. Okay. So when these people can take on a number of different forms, the facts remain that ignoring or mismanaging the people side of chain have a real consequences. So what are the consequences in terms of cost? Okay, we talk about project delay. Sometimes the changes it can cause your project delay. Miss your milestone, that means your key objective. Budget overrun, rework. Okay, when you change, okay, the client or the customer not happy. They say, okay, redo again. I don't want this one. I want my original one. Then you die. Okay, and loss of work by the project team. So you can see changes are without consequence, without a so-called communication. It leads to all this sort of problem. Okay, consequences of poor chain management. The risk is resistant. Let's say you want to change, some company don't want to change. Client don't want to change, but you tell the benefit of the change, but they don't want. So that is a resistant. Project put on hold. Okay. Resources not made available. When you want to do change, maybe you increase the manpower. Where is the money? That means your client don't want to pay extra. But the changes is for the good of the whole project, but they don't want. Okay. Then you have a legal issue already in this aspect. Obstacle appear unexpectedly, right? Like for example, weather, rain every day, then you want to do something like you fabricate in the workshop, then bring the thing to the site. While current project so-called requirement is you fabricate on site, you measure everything on site. Okay, then there's a delay. Okay, project fully abandoned. Of course, you don't do this. Okay. Okay. When we apply chain management effectively, we can prevent, avoid costs, mitigate risk tied to how individual employee adopt and utilize a chain, right? So you can see that these are the things when you apply properly, the procedure is there, everybody understand, communicate properly. When you do the changes, there's there should not be any issue. Of course, with the client approval. Okay. So you can see organization level cost and risk of mismanagement, right? So what are the impact? These costs and risks are felt not only by project team, but by the organization as a whole. Because your project team maybe contribute 30% of the profit, but this project, due to some major changes, was not informed, and the whole organization come to a lost money situation, then a big problem, right? Many of these impact extend well beyond the life cycle of a given project. When valuable employees leave the organization, the costs are extreme. Okay, so you damage the whole project, the cost, the chain doesn't communicate carefully. Every employee, most of the employees, they may end up doing double job. Of course, they will leave. A legacy of failed chain management present a significant and even ever present backdrop that all future changes will encounter. So you have no proper evaluation of the chain, then you as an engineer, you go and chain, but that chain only affect your scope of work. But how about others? Because with this chain, other things will be affected also. So you don't understand all these things. Please, like in this project work, we always tend to have good communication channel. Okay. Okay. Fully manage. Here you talk about manpower. Productivity chain plunges, loss of value employee, reduced quality of work, and the risk is impact on customer. Customer may not be happy, and impact on supplier, because originally you order this material, suddenly you chain without informing them and without discussing them whether they can find substitute or not. Then you chain, then the material they order from other place, okay, who to absorb this extra cost? And this material was not used because you have chained. Okay. Decline in morale, of course. When you do changes without informing the employee have to repeat the job or remove the old system and put in the new system. All this incurred the time and also double job. And employee definitely will not be happy. Okay. Legacy of field chain, okay. Company reputation again. Stress and confusion and fatigue. Of course, there will be. Okay, when you chain, it's not confirmed, or rather, it's not highlighted. Okay, and people get angry. That is where your chain. Okay, the company the people feel, wow, this company, why every time chain? Then there is a saturation. Employee feel frustrated already. Okay. So you can see here also the same. Okay, cost and risk of failing to deliver result. That's one of the problem here. When you do some changes without informing the group, right? Okay. So take note that in terms to manage the chain effectively, we have to communicate, right? Communicate to the people concerned, to the client, to the supplier, to the consultant, etc. Especially in construction project, when you do a major change. Okay, in chemical plant also like that. In shipyard, do some modification chain. Also, they have to follow the management of chain. Okay, and management of chain in today's world. All right, today, okay, current economy is a must, because chain, okay, is a ongoing sort of process everywhere in the world. As a person, as a company, okay, as a businessman, okay, even education also chain. everything change. Right? So in life, we have to adopt, have an open mindset, have a forward-looking thinking that change is inevitable. You have no choice in today's world. There is no such thing as remain static, right? We are human. We always crave for improvement in life. So how to improve your life must be changed. It boils down to individual, company, country, and the whole world, right? So as you can see now, take an example, the change. In today's economy, there will be changes. Because why? 2 years ago, there is no so-called Ukraine and Russia war. Now they have. Of course, the whole economy will change. The number of people, employment will be changed. Everything changed. You just imagine, one day, Russia and Ukraine declare that they're going to have a peace treaty. They sign the peace treaty. They don't want to have war. But the amount of damage in Ukraine is so huge. It costs billions of dollars, if not billions of dollars to rebuild the country. So when the peace treaty signed, you just imagine how many people are going to involve in building up Ukraine. The whole economy will stir up, and you're going to have a lot of business everywhere. I can tell you that. So now you are waiting. Since you are young now, you are waiting. You keep on educating yourself so that when this thing comes, you can go over Ukraine and work. I can tell you, it's a big, big opportunity. Just wait. I believe in another 1 year, 2 years, the war will end. So you can see that there is a potential. There is always a change. Change to make you people, make our country, make your country, make everybody, they have a job. Wow, very good. Okay. So in life, whether there is always a change, whether at your personal level, at a corporate level, at a country level, at the whole world level. So where do you want to involve in this change process, right? So you must understand the whole concept of management of change, right? Any question?
No, sir.
Hello.
No, sir.
Okay, happy,
Yes.
So
Yeah.
this, as I told you, tomorrow we continue another lesson. Then tomorrow I'll give you today assessment, right?
Yes, sir.
Then tomorrow is Thursday, right? Okay. Friday.
Friday, sir.
Then Monday got no lesson. Monday we'll do the assessment, right?
Yes,
Then
sir.
I will see you on Tuesday. Tomorrow another day of lesson. Okay. Thank you
Yes, sir.
very much.
Thank
Goodbye.
you, sir. Thank
See
you,
you.
sir. Have a nice day. Yeah,
Okay.
see you.
Okay.
Attendance.